Hello students, welcome back. The last video class we had seen so many functions, operations on 1D as well as on 2D array, like arithmetic operation on 2D array, aggregate function on the array 1D as well as 2D, H split function, V split function, etc. Today in this video I'll be telling you regarding extract function and how to put the condition on the array so that when the condition satisfied the specific elements will be extracted. So in this video how extract function will work we will see first. So you can see here what the purpose of extract function is in the comment line. So extract function is to extract non-contiguous subset of an array. That is, when the array element you want to extract it which is not in contiguous manner, then we will be using the extract function. Or basically we use the extract function to put the condition on the array elements, and according to the condition the element will extract. So extract function, the multiple comments line is for the definition of the extract function which you need to note down in the copy. So extract function returns the elements of given array. It will return the elements of the given array which fulfill the criteria of condition in 1D array form. That is, it returns the result in 1D array form, and in that 1D array form what results will be there? Yeah, the results will be what the criteria or condition you are applied on the given array. So extract function is meant for giving the criteria or the condition on the elements which you have stored in 1D array or in 2D array. In this program I had shown how to give the condition on 2D array. The same condition can be applicable for 1D array too. So here in the next line, the specified condition will be applied to each element of the array and the elements meeting the criteria will be returned. That is, when you will provide the condition, when you will put the condition on the array element, then that conditions will be applied to the each element of the array. Each individual element, whether it is 1D array or 2D array. The specific conditions will be applicable for individual element of the array. Okay, and then the results will be returned. Whichever conditions will be fulfilled, that very element will return through the extract function. So the syntax of the extract function is very much important. You just see how to write the extract function. First of all, you will write the numpy or np, whichever you have written in the import statement. So numpy dot extract, and inside this bracket of extract function you will write the first argument as condition and the second argument as the name of the array. Once again you will write numpy or np dot extract in the as an argument of extract you will write the condition, the first argument, and the second argument will be the array in which you want to perform the condition. So here again I have written where condition is a condition applied on array. What condition you need to apply will be given through the condition argument, and this array is the name of the array on which condition is applied. On which array you want to perform the condition, that very array name you have to specify as a second argument of the extract. So according to this very syntax we have to write one program here which I have shown, which is the to extract or to display the odd elements from the 2D array. You have entered so many elements but we have to extract only the odd elements or even elements, whichever you want to display. So here in this example we have taken the odd elements. So whatever the criteria to extract the odd one, the same criteria we will be specifying here too. So main program starts from here, the import one, import numpy as np. So for this, first of all, we need the 2D array. So one 2D array created as the name AR. Through the array function, we have created these very elements. So now you are well understood that what is the row and what are the columns. So here it is easily understandable that it has 1, 2, then 3 and then 4 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So here it is 4 into 4 matrix, you can say, because there are 4 rows and 4 columns. Okay. So in the second line you written as print AR. Print AR means to display the array in an 2D format. Okay. And on the main, the purpose of extract function. So here as a comment one, how to put the condition we have specified, because we have to, according to the syntax when we will see, then first of all we have to provide the condition. For that purpose we will first of all create the condition. So here we are creating the condition and we are storing that particular condition in the condition variable. It can be any variable name. If you want to write cond, you can write it. If you want to write only C, you can write it, no problem, because it is a user defined name. So I have taken the condition as the condition variable only, and I have provided the condition. That condition is to display the odd elements. So the odd elements criteria, just look at here, this is the main script that you need to specify as a condition to return the odd elements in 2D array. So here we have called the mod function because mod returns the remainder value. So np.mod is to return the remainder value. Which remainder value? What remainder value? You will divide the whole array element. AR is what? The 2D array where the elements are 4 into 4 matrix, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 till 16, arranged in 4 rows and 4 columns. So this AR comma 2 means you will divide the whole element AR by 2, and when it will be returned as 1 means after dividing, when you will be getting the remainder as 1. Why I am telling the remainder here? Because we have used the mod function. So mod function is for extracting the remainder value. It returns the remainder value. So np.mod AR comma 2 equal to 1. It is the condition which will be applicable for whole array elements, and the whole array elements will be divided by 2 individually, and the elements which returns the remainder as 1, that will be stored in the condition variable. So this condition will be stored this particular criteria whatever it returns. So this condition variable will return either true or false. Condition will store either true or false because the condition is specified np.mod AR comma 2 equal to 1. So it may result either true value or the false value based upon these many values which you have stored in 2D array. Okay, so as a comment line it will be more clear to you. The condition to check for odd elements, that is elements when divided by 2 returns remainder as 1. So this condition will store the true as well as the false value according to the criteria fulfilled. For example, if you will divide the first array element 1 by 2, you will be getting the remainder value 1. Yes, 1 modulus 2 is equal to 1. So the condition is stored in the case of the first element, which is 1, as true or false. It is true, because this particular criteria fulfilled for this very element 1, and it returns true. But in the case of 2, which is the second element of the first row, np.mod ar2, ar is what? Now it is the, if I am taking the second one, 2. So 2 divided by 2 does not return 1 as a remainder. So in this case, for this very 2, it will return false. So condition will return here for this 2 as false. For 3 also, when you will divide 3 by 2, it will return 1, because when you will divide it, you will get the remainder as 1. So for this also it will be true. For this 4, false. For this true, false, true, false, true, false. So wherever the true will be there, that very element will extract. How? Just look at the next line. So here condition will store true and false, and accordingly we have written the next one, which is exactly the extract function, how it will be written. Just look at here. ODDAR. ODDAR is the odd array. I have created the name as ODDAR as a variable which will store what? Just look at here. np.extract. This is the format of the extract function, np, that is numpy.extract, and the first argument is the condition. This condition is which one? This one here. So the whole condition will be applied here. For which array? Because the second argument of extracts should be the name of the array. So this is the name of the array as AR. AR is what? This whole array element 1 to 16 is stored or arranged in the form of 2D array. So ODDR will store all the odd elements according to this criteria, this very criteria, because we have provided the argument as condition, and in the condition it is written this one. So when to use the extract function, first of all you have to frame the condition, what you need to fulfill, or what you need to specify, what you need to return. That condition you need to first of all frame it according to this. And the second argument will be obviously the name of the array where you want to perform the criteria. Clear? So I have taken the print, that is to display the odd elements in the array, and ODDR is the name of the variable, and this is the odd ODDAR. So what it will return? Just we will check. So you will be getting two print. One is for print AR, the original array, 4 into 4 array, and second print from that very array all the odd elements. Just run this program and see the output. Yes. Print AR is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 4 into 4 array. 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and 4 column, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? And the odd elements in an array, that's this particular line, the last one, will display the odd elements in the array. Out of this whole original array, 2D array, which one is the odd one? 1, 3, then 5, then 7, then 9, 11, 13, 15. So here it has written, and in this very output you have got the true value when we have mentioned the condition. So if you want to display the value of the condition, just look at here what I am doing here. I want to display, so I am writing print the value of the condition. So just you will write condition. So this very condition will display true as well as false where this particular condition is fulfilled. Where the condition is fulfilled, it will return true, and where the condition doesn't fulfill, it will return false. So just run this. Just check it. This is the previous output, the whole original array, the odd elements of the array, and this is the print condition. The output for print condition is this one, true. This true is for which one? For this particular element. And this false. Why false is coming? Because in this element, this particular criteria doesn't fulfill. That is why it returns false there. Again, wherever the condition fulfilled, true. So just look at here. In the case of 1, it will return true. So 1 has returned. In the case of 2, it returns false. So 2 doesn't return. In the case of 3, it returns true. So again 3 is displayed as an output, and so on for the rest of the array. So in this way, you will be using the extract function to put in the condition. It is not necessary that you put the condition in through extract function only. Okay. So the next program that I wanted to show you is without using the extract one. Just look at here. Import numpy as np. The same value I want to return it, but in the case of without using the extract function. Here the same array element I have created, 2D array, print we have taken. Just you simply ignore this very line, don't see this line, ODDIR. And here how we have used, we are not specifying any condition, we are not framing, actually we are not framing the condition, simply we are writing the condition is like that, np.mod AR2. This is the same one. Only the thing that you need to do is you have to specify this very condition under the square bracket of AR, because this is the array element is there, so you need to specify AR, and inside the square bracket you will put the condition and then print ODDIR. And this is the without extract function, without using the extract one. So this is also one of the way to extract the odd element. Now the question is, if I want to extract the even elements, then what to do? Very simple, np.mod AR, 2 equal to 0. Then it will return what? Wherever the array element will be divided by 2 returns the remainder as 0, that will be returned as an even element. So only the changes that you need to do is, here you will write even AR, and here you have to write equal to 0. So both the two program I have created for the 2D array, this can also be done in 1D array. So here that is why comment line is given, a equal to np.array 23 12 4 13 16. This is the 1D array creation, and the same you can apply for this 1D array too. Okay, so this is the 2D array, and in the 2D array you have to display the odd elements. 1D array also it can be done. Again you can see this very program. This is also one of the way to extract the odd element. Here we have not used the mod function, we have used the operator. Rest of the line is same as the previous one. AR modulus 2 equal to 1. When you will specify the condition without extract function, just you have to take care that the condition which you will be specifying, it will be written inside the square bracket of the array. Suppose I want to change it with 0, and now first of all you check it for 1. Let me run the program and see the output, what output is coming. Yes, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 3 5 7 9 11 13 15, all the odd elements. Now I am changing the criteria as AR modulus 2 is equal to 0. I am not changing anything. Just saving the file and executing it. And now with the changes you just see, now even element is coming 2 4 6 8. So just changing the condition will return the even elements. Only you need to change it here. It doesn't look nice. You have to write as even AR. Here also you make it as even AR. Okay. Save it through the shortcut key Ctrl S and run it through the shortcut key F5. Just check. I am not giving any print string, means any message. If you want to display here in the output as even elements of array, you just check it, do this one, Ctrl S, invalid syntax. Yes, why invalid syntax? Because the separator I have missed. Just place one comma here, then it will be alright. Ctrl S, F5. Yes, again the error is coming. Okay, here by mistake S has come. So in this way you will be doing the things in your system. 2 4 6 8, all the even number of this very array is returning as an output, and the message is coming even elements of array, because now we have given even elements of array. So this is also the one of the way, the criteria how to write. Okay, next is how to append. I think everybody is knowing about the meaning of append. Append means to add anything. Here I want to add the elements in the array. If I want to add the elements in 1D array, then also can be done through append function. And if I want to add the row in 2D array, that can also be done. We will not be telling in 1D array that we are appending the row. For in 1D case, we will be telling as we want to add the elements, and in the case of 2D array we will call that we are making a new row in 2D array. So this is the different things. Work is same, but the terminology is different. For 1D array the element will be added, and for 2D array the row will be added. And where to add? The first one, the middle one, the last one, or in anywhere? No, not anywhere, not first. Yes, it will be, the element will be added at last. Whether it is 1D array or in the case of 2D array, it will be added in the last row. Clear? So here I have created this, the whole program is to append in 1D as well as in 2D array. So first of all, the first case is how to add the element in 2D array. If it is not clear to you, just make the comment line here as adding elements in 1D array using append. So whenever you will open the file, or if somebody see your file, then it can, he or she can easily recognize after seeing the program that what is the meaning of your program, for what purpose you have created the program. So that is why the comment line will be added. It is the non-executable line. When you will execute the program, simply this line will be ignored by the compiler or the interpreter. That is why it is coming in the red line. multiple line comment will be given in the single quotes or the double quotes, triple single or triple double quotes, or single line comment will be given with the help of this hashtag. So the main program starts from here. Import numpy as np. Okay, then ar equal to np dot array 1 2 3 4. This 1D array elements are 4, 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. Then I have taken the output for the array, and I want to add the element 1 2 3 4. I want to add more element at last, whether it is 1 element or 2 element or 3 element, whatever number of elements you want to add at one time, you can do so. Okay, so here ar equal to y I have taken here, because in this previous array, in the original array only, I want to add the element. That is why ar equal to, and to add the elements into the array, we have append function of numpy. Therefore np dot append, and the arguments here as ar, where we want to append it into this particular ar. Which elements are stored in ar? 1 2 3 4. So when we have created the ar, it was only 4 elements. Now I want to add it. We want to add into it which all elements? At a time I want to add 1 5 8 9. So square bracket you have to place. Wherever you want to place the elements of the array, it should be inside the square bracket, and where you want to place, it should be placed in the ar. So not place, add, means you want to add these element 1 5 8 9 in the previous created or already created array. Suppose you have created for only 4 elements. Now later on you need 5 more elements or 6 more element or only 1 element. Then which function we will be using? We will be using the append function, because append function will add the element at last. So how many elements altogether will be added into this AR? 4 elements. Which name of the element? 1 5 8 9. Okay. So afterwards I have taken the output after appending values to the end of the 1D array. This will come as a first output and will print the AR. This AR will contain 1 2 3 4 value as well as the new added elements. So when you will see the output, just run this. Yes, fresh output, because the previous you may confuse. Yes, 1 2 3 4 is coming. Why? Because I have taken the output print AR. Print AR, why? Because print AR contains the element 1 2 3 4. So 1 2 3 4 is coming. 1 2 3 4 here after appending values to the end of the 1D array. And then print AR, and this print AR is after this AR, means first you have created this, that has taken as an output, and afterwards you are appending the value 1 5 8 9, and then you are taking the output for AR. So just look at here, this is the main output. 1 2 3 4 1 5 8 9. So 1 2 3 4 1 5 8 9, all the elements, 4 elements added at last. So how to use the append function? In this way. Where to append, you will write that very array name, in which array you want to add, and afterwards under the square bracket, this is how to insert or add the elements into 1D array. 2D array is something different. So this particular output you have to pay attention till starting from here till here, because now 2D array append I have not discussed yet. Clear? So append is to append the elements, to add the elements into the array at last. Okay, so 2D array creation. Now we have seen starting from here till here. Now the second is 2D array creation of 4 into 4 matrix. 4 into 4 matrix, or you can say 4 by 4 matrix. 4 by 4 matrix, 4 rows, 4 column. The same array element 1, 3, 6, 5, 1 row, then second row, then third row, then fourth row. How many elements? Again 4. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So altogether 4 by 4 contains how many elements? Just multiply 4 into 4, that is 16. So altogether it is 16. 1 to 16 is total element 16. So 2D array created. Taken the value for the 2D array as print AR and then print after adding a row in original 2D array. That is when we will append the function, when we will use the append function in 2D array, then elements will not be added, the row will be added. So as much value in the first row, second row, third row and fourth row, that many value you need to provide it when you will add, when you will append into the 2D array. So just see here how we have written ARR, the name of the array where we want to add the value, np.append that we have used here in this case, and where to add into the AR, where into this AR, the previous one. Here we want to add the element, and how to add one row. One row means altogether you need to give 1, 2, 3, 4 values, but in the form of one row. So you will be writing after the comma np.array 10, 20, 30, 40. Actually this np.array is for what purpose? To create 1D array or 2D array. But here we have given the value in the form of 2D array 10, 20, 30, 40. How many value I have provided? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why 4? Because it is 4 elements in the first row, or in all the rows exactly same number of elements are there. That is why we need to use the 4 value altogether for creating the row. And I have mentioned here the axis equal to 0. In the last video I told you the purpose of axis. Axis is one of the argument which is used to identify the whether you have to use the horizontal one or the vertical one. Horizontal means all the rows. So here on vertical means the column. So here we have specified axis equal to 0, and 0 specifies the horizontal one, horizontal axis. So horizontally means the row we will be going to create. So ARR np.array 10, 20, 30, 40 will be the last row which you are going to create, already created AR. So this 10, 20, 30, 40 will be the last row, and we have taken the display for ARR, that is print ARR. So this particular AR will display the new added records. Yeah. Just execute this one. So here you can see we had discussed previously here to here. Now 2D array append, and you need to focus it 1, 3, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This very value. One, 3, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. These all value here, and then after you will be using the addition of the element. So now after adding a row in original 2D array, see 10, 20, 30, 40. The original array was this one, 4 rows, and now the next row 10, 20, 30, 40 will be added here at last. Means the new array created for the previous one. Previous original array, the new row will be added, not created, added at last. So this is the way to use the append method, whether it is 1D or 2D. Only you need to take care is how to create the row, how to create or how to add the row into 2D array this is the case. If I will miss, or if possibly I am not specifying the 4th value, and then I want to execute, just what output will be coming. If you want to see, just check it. See, the error is coming, and what error is coming, you can read it here. AR append in this particular line is having error. and just check it. The value error is coming. You can see value error. All the input array dimension for the concatenation access must match exactly. But along dimension 1, the array at index 0 has size 4 and the array at index 1 has size 3. That is, you have not provided the same number of elements as in the previous created array of ARR. So you have to provide the 4 elements because all the rows are exactly 4 elements. That is why the error was coming. So this is the way to use the append function. Okay, append means to add the element, whether it is 1D or in 2D. 2D array, one row will be added, and in 1D array the elements will be added last. Now this program is meant for to find out the maximum value in the array. You have created the array, and from that very array, if you want to extract, or if you want to display or find out the maximum value, as maximum, minimum is also, you can also see the minimum value too, just changing the condition. Okay, so how to display the maximum value in any array? This example is, or this program is to display the maximum value in 1D array. So let us see how to do. Yes, because it is for 1D array, so I have created 1D array here with the element 34, 6, 95, 7, 23, 89. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are there in my 1D array. 6 elements means 6 columns. And how many rows? 1 row, because 1D array will have 1 row and multiple column. Multiple columns says here it is 6 columns. So if 6 elements are there, it means it is 6 columns. Taken the output for the A. As you have done how to find out the maximum value, if you have entered out of 3 value, or out of 3 integer, out of 5 integer, if you want to display the maximum, that program you did in standard 11th. Now this is in the case of array. So we have taken one variable called max, and here I have stored the first element. A of 0 is what? Means the first element, this 34. In this example it is 34. So 34 is stored. A of 0 value is stored into max. And then I have taken the loop for I in range 0, 6. 0, 6 means how many times this loop will execute? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 6, because 6 is the end limit and we have to run till less than 1 of the end limit, or the stop element, stop index. So how many times? 0 to 5 is 6 times, because there are 6 elements. That is why we took the element, we have taken the range function as 0, 6. 6 times this particular loop will execute. 0 to 5, not 6. If 0 to 6 will be there, it will be 7 times. 0 to 5 it will be. And the body of the loop, I have written one condition as if max less than a of I. What does it mean? If max less than a of I means maximum value is what? A of 0. You just think about it. 34 is there in a of 0. So here the condition is checking as 34 is less than a of I. A of I is what? I is the first value of I is start with 0. So a of i's first value is 34. So 34 is less than 34. In the first loop, it will check as 34. Why 34? For the max, I am taking the value as 34. Why? Because Initially only I have placed a of 0 value into max, and a of 0 is, you just look at here, it is a of 0, it is a of 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, the index value. Okay, so here in the first execution, first loop, it will be checking the criteria as 34 less than 34. If it will be true condition, if the condition 34 less than 34 will be true, then that AI value will be stored into max. But 34 is not less than 34. So this particular time, in this first case, when as I have entered in the loop, 34 is not less than 34, so the value of max will remain as it is, whatever it is, because the condition criteria does not fulfill for this particular situation. For a of I initially is 34, I is 0, that is why it is 34. When the next time the loop will go, it will be increased with, the value of I will be increased with 1. So maybe it will be true or false. So we will see in the next run. So then the first run, in the first execution, in the first time when the loop enters, this particular criteria is false. So the max value will remain as it is, whatever it was, that is 34. So again in the second time the loop will execute, means the program control will come from here till here, and the value of I will be this time 1. So what is the value of I? It is from 0, now it will be 1. So if max less than equal to a of I, max is what? It was remain 34. So 34 less than a of I, now it has changed to 1. So a of 1 is what? This 6. A of 1 is 6. As a of 0 was 34, a of 1 is 6. So it will be as 34 is less than 6. So this condition is true or false? Again this is false. So the max value will not be updated. Max value will remain as it is. Again the program control will go to the next value of I, which is 2. So now the value of I is 2. So if max less than a of 2 is what? Now it is 95. So 34 is less than 95. Yes, the criteria is true. So when the condition will be true, just after the following statement will be executed. So max equal to a of I. Now the value of max will be a of I. A of I was 2. So what is the value of a of 2? A of 2 value was 95. So 95 is stored in now max. So now the max value getting updated from 34 to 95. In this 2 case, it doesn't update it. When it gets updated, when the value of AI is 95, because 95 is not less than 34. Clear? So again, it will go till 0 to 5. So whole the element in that way will be evaluated. For this 7 case, max less than a of 7 is in which place? 0, 1, 2, 3. So value of I getting updated as 3. So a of 3, which is 7. So here max value is 95. 95 less than 7. Again it is false. So not updated. In the case of 23, 95 is less than a of I. Because the value is getting updated of I as well as max will be updated when the condition will be true. So one time only the condition is true in the case of 95. For rest of the cases, for rest of the element of the array, it is false. So the value will remain what? What the value of max was. That is, starting was 34, now it is 95. So 95 out of these very element, 95 is the maximum one. So when you will be getting the value of I as 5, so here it will be max less than a of 5. A of 5 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 89. So 95 is less than 89. Condition is false. So max remains 95. This particular condition does not executed because the condition is not true. Again it is false. So at last the whole I value will be executed from 0 to 5. then the loop will be terminated. When the value of I will become 6, the loop will terminate, and after termination the program control will move from this very part to this part, print max, because the loop is ending over here. When the loop terminates, when all the elements of the array getting executed one by one. Clear? So at last print max. What is the value of max? The value of max was 95. So print max will display the value of maximum, which is 95. So here you can see the output. Yes, this 34, 6, 95, 7, 23 are the elements of this A, which is the 1D array, and I have written the program to find out the maximum, and out of these very element the value 95 is the maximum one. If you want to check it with other value, suppose I am making it as 9, rest of the element I am not touching it anything. Control S, F5. Now you just check. Yes, 89 means our program is correct. It is not having any problem, not producing any error, not giving any wrong output. Okay, so in this way you will be writing the program based upon array. I'll be giving in the assignment a lot of program which you need to do it in the system, as well as you have to write down in the copy, because every program of array is important one for the logical purpose, as well as when we will be going to the next chapter, which is the Python Panda. Then we will be creating the series as well as the data frame using this very array element. So if the concept will not be clear here, you will be having a lot of problem in the coming videos. So please study properly, okay, and don't waste your time. And the last video which I have uploaded 2 days ago, only 15 views are there. It means that you all are not paying attention. See, we are uploading the videos, okay. It doesn't mean that when the school will reopen, the whole topic which we are showing it into the video, you will be means the ma'am or the teacher will be teaching you again. If you are having this type of concept in your mind, please don't think like that, because it is not going to be according to your choice. So the teachers are facing a lot of problem in this lockdown. We are uploading the videos, and if you are not viewing it properly, it will be a great loss for you, loss for me too, loss for the teachers too. So please note down the things properly, do write in the copy, execute it in the system, write the output too. Any confusion, please do message me, text me in WhatsApp group or in the campus care. Also you have the message icon, from there also you can write your message, or directly you can call me, no problem for me, okay. So hope everything is clear to you. Hope for the best. Take care, do take care, okay. Take care of your health, take care of yourself, take care of your family, okay. Bye bye, take care.